There comes a time in everyone's life when greatness is to be achieved. The glory of these accomplishments is not easily attained, but earned. Earned through suffering beyond measure, through sweat and tears, through arduous labor, through never giving up. These are their battles that a team must endure to reclaim its legacy. After a long and arduous offseason, the 2013 Kutztown University Golden Bear football team made the long trek across Pennsylvania for their season opener against the Kutztown University Golden Eagles. With a brand new head coach and many young new starters leading the way, the Golden Bears were ready to show what they had to offer on the gridiron. The Golden Bears struggled in the first quarter as Clarion dominated on both sides of the ball, striking early on their first offensive drive with a touchdown within the first 5 minutes, taking a 7-0 lead over the Golden Bears. The Golden Bears struck back early in the early minutes of the second quarter when freshman quarterback Alec Werner connected with Anthony Kelly on a 7-yard touchdown pass, followed by a failed extra point, making the score 7-6 with Clarion still on top. Kutztown continued to rack up unanswered points throughout the rest of the second quarter, completing a 64-yard touchdown drive with a 2-yard run by senior running back Curtis Wortham, and a 47-yard touchdown drive with 12 seconds left in the half. As the first half of the game ended, the Golden Bears went into the locker room with an 18-7 lead over the Golden Eagles. The Golden Bears started the third quarter on offense and immediately ran into trouble. 15 seconds into the half, Kutztown fumbled the ball after a botched snap, recovering the ball in their own end zone and surrendering a safety. After holding strong on defense, the Golden Bears bounced back on an 87-yard drive with a 7-yard touchdown pass from Alec Werner to Cody Reed, increasing the Golden Bear lead to 25-9. Clarion immediately responded during their next possession with an 81-yard touchdown drive, closing the gap between them and the Golden Bears by 6 points. Later, Clarion capitalized on an Alec Werner interception with an 80-yard touchdown drive towards the end of the third quarter, making the score 25-22 early in the fourth quarter. Clarion took the lead later in the quarter with a 13-yard touchdown pass, making the score 29-25. With a little over 5 minutes left in the game, the Golden Bears strung out an 83-yard drive, scoring on a 3-yard touchdown pass from Alec Werner to Alex Tanis, with 24 seconds left on the clock, giving Kutztown a 32-29 lead. After stringing together a quick 47-yard drive, the Golden Eagles attempted a field goal, which was blocked by the Golden Bears. However, Clarion recovered the loose ball and was awarded another shot at a field goal. The Golden Eagles capitalized on the second chance and scored a 45-yard field goal, tying the Golden Bears 32-32 and sending the game into overtime. The Golden Bears started on offense with a 4-play drive that ended with an 11-yard touchdown pass to Cody Reed. Kutztown failed to score the extra point after a botched snap, making the score 38-32. 3 plays later, Clarion scored a 10-yard touchdown run and tied the Golden Bears once again. Kutztown stacked the line in an attempt to block Clarion's extra point, but they were unsuccessful. Clarion's kicker split the uprights and sealed the victory for the Clarion Golden Eagles with a final score of 39-38. Despite the loss, freshman quarterback Alec Werner and freshman wide receiver Alex Tanis set school records with their performances. Alec Werner passed for 394 yards, and achieved a 70.1 completion percentage. Warner's completions and attempts are the second most in a single game in school history, and the 394 yards he threw were the most passing yards thrown by a freshman since Kevin Morton. Alex Taney's racked up a school record of 17 catches for 123 yards and a touchdown, which also ties for second in PSAC history.
Obviously I didn't expect that coming in, but it was a tremendous blessing to obviously break a record, and it was a great experience. Fortunately, we were on the losing end, so it diminished the value of it, but it was still a great experience, and I'm very blessed to have done that.
There was definitely some pressure, especially filling in for Kevin Morton. Obviously he's a great quarterback here and set a bunch of records, but I just thought myself, I just had to put that aside and just worry about what I had to do for the team. Just be a leader. Do everything I can to just make the team better.
For the second consecutive week, Kutztown traveled far across Pennsylvania to face the California University of Pennsylvania Vulcans. The Vulcans struck first on an 8-yard touchdown, taking an early 7-0 lead. And the Vulcans showed no mercy as they scored another touchdown on a 36-yard pass from Cody Schroeder to wide receiver Cohen Scott to take a 14-0 lead. The Bears started off the second quarter strong and drove down the field into Cal U territory. But the drive was stalled on an interception by Cal U's C.J. Towns. Cal U ended the half with a 41-yard touchdown pass to Mike Williams to increase the lead to 24-0. In the second half, the Golden Bears continued to struggle as Alec Warner was intercepted by Noah Taylor, who returned the ball 7 yards for a touchdown to give the Vulcans a 31-0 lead. After the interception, Kutztown was able to move the ball down the field and get on the board with a 36-yard field goal by kicker Nathan Fair, ending the third quarter down 31-3. In the fourth quarter, the Vulcans increased their lead with 2 consecutive scoring drives to make the score 45-3. Kutztown capped off its next drive with a 2-yard touchdown run by running back Justin Michalak, cutting Cal U's lead to 45-10 with 8 minutes to play. The Golden Bears were not able to score any more points for the rest of the game, and after a rough day, the final score was Cal U 45, Kutztown 10.
Well, I wanted to have a successful season, but I knew it was going to take a lot of work for us to be able to accomplish that. Wish we did at the end, but with the amount of young guys we had playing in the beginning, it was tough because the PSAC is not an easy league for you to come in and be successful right away.
A lot of people dwell on the past, but you can't when you're playing football. If you mess up one play, you can't sit there and think about it because you'll mess up on the next play. You just got to pick yourself up and move on.
Coming off 2 well-fought games, the 0-2 Golden Bears would come on to University Field, needing a lot of support from their new young cast in order to beat the highly talented Bloomsburg football team. Both offenses started off slow until a botched punt by Bloomsburg would put Kutztown in Bloomsburg territory.
Steps up, throws back in the end zone, tipped to the air, caught, touchdown, Cody Reed.
The Golden Bears would miss the extra point, making the score 6-0. Following a Husky field goal, Franklin Kiate quickly showed the Golden Bears why he is the best running back in the country, as the leading rusher literally carried the KU defense with him into the end zone to put the Huskies on top 10-6 with 3:15 to go in the half. Kutztown took those next 3 minutes and 15 seconds to march down the field to set up a 33-yard attempt. The kick was no good as the half came to an end with Bloomsburg on top 10-6. Bloomsburg struck on a 34-yard touchdown pass from Tim Kelly to wideout Connor Gaddy. With a converted extra point, the score was 17-6. Bloomsburg with 3:34 to go in the third. Kutztown drove down the field. KU received some help from the Bloomsburg secondary. Alec Warner threw a nice 17-yard pass to Kellen Williams for the touchdown. The 2-point conversion was unsuccessful, making the score 24-12 Bloomsburg with 3:36 to go in the game. Kutztown's attempt on the onside kick failed as Bloomsburg recovered. The Huskies only took another 4 plays to put the game out of reach with a 28-yard rushing touchdown. On Kutztown's final possession, Alec Warner threw an interception in the end zone with 1:22 left, sealing the deal for Bloomsburg. The final score, Bloomsburg 31, Kutztown 12.
You know, we just stayed together. You know, didn't let anybody get down on themselves. You know, just kept pushing forward.
Just sticking together, that's the main thing. With us starting off slow and having tough times through it all, we always stuck together, whether it was in meetings and film on the field during the game. We always stuck together, so that was pretty big.
Coming into the game 0-3, Kutztown was desperate for a win against the undefeated Westchester Golden Rams. Westchester started off the game with a 33-yard pass and tried to get their 7th-ranked rushing attack going. But fortunately, Kutztown's defense stopped them on a 4th down attempt. In Kutztown's first possession, Alec Warner completed a 16-yard pass to Anthony Kelly, giving them a 1st down. Unfortunately, Kutztown ended up having to punt the ball. As Westchester began their drive, quarterback Sean McCartney completed a 15-yard pass to Shannon Mayer, who fumbled the ball and was recovered by Kutztown with great field position. Kutztown capitalized on the fumble recovery with a 22-yard pass to Brett Fox, followed by a 7-yard touchdown by Alec Werner to Anthony Kelly. Westchester managed to march down the field and hit a 36-yard field goal to end the quarter. With the second quarter underway, Westchester got off to a quick start by picking off Werner at KU's 23. Rushing the ball consistently for Westchester, Rondell White scored on a 1-yard run. After getting the ball back, Kutztown converted a much-needed 1st down on a 3rd and 10 attempt with a clutch 21-yard catch by Cody Reed. On the Westchester 25-yard line, Werner connected to Brett Fox, giving Kutztown the lead going into the half. As the second half began, both defenses were solid the majority of the quarter. Kutztown's defense forced 2 fumbles and stopped the running attack. Westchester got an interception and a sack. No points were scored in the 3rd quarter. After a huge 10-yard run by Darryl Scott and a 10-yard reception by Brett Fox, Kutztown scored on an 8-yard TD pass from their usual Werner to Tani's combo, putting them up 21-10. Westchester fumbled on their following possession, but ended up getting an interception right back. As they got the ball back, they scored on a huge 30-yard touchdown pass from Sean McCartney to Tim Keyser. They were not able to convert the point conversion, making the score 21-16 KU. With 8 minutes to go, Kutztown's offense could not get anything going and was forced to punt their next 2 possessions. With roughly 2 minutes left in the game, Westchester marched down the field and scored on a 10-yard pass caught by Rondell White. With less than 40 seconds left on the clock, Alec Warner completed a much-needed 11-yard pass on 4th and 10, but was picked off the following play, sealing the deal for the Golden Rams. The final score was 21-22 in favor of Westchester. Although it was another loss for the Bears, Kutztown had positive things to look at and take under consideration for their next matchup, which is October 5th, facing Slippery Rock. On Family Day, Kutztown looked to turn around their season as they hosted a 3-1 Slippery Rock team.
The family atmosphere. Being a part of KU football is awesome. I mean, I played at a different program, and the family atmosphere at Kutztown is unbelievable. I mean, I consider all them my brothers. The coaches are like my uncles and dads. They just, they're always there for you. Whatever you need, they're there.
The best part about KU football, I would say the relationships. There are a lot of guys here that I know that I will remember and I will continue to stay in touch with for the rest of my life, that if I was doing any other thing, I know I wouldn't have met these guys by any chance.
Family atmosphere, you know, going out there and playing for your brothers every week. Like, I mean, you know, then on top of that, just like everybody, we're just a funny team. Like, a lot of like inside jokes and stuff like that, and you know, always funny stuff going on.
Best part about KU football, it's the teammates, man. Like I said earlier, it makes you want to come to practice every day, just to see the guys. And even when I'm not at practice, I'm usually hanging out with guys on the team. So pretty much anytime you see me around campus, I'm going to be with some of the football guys, and just getting to build those relationships is awesome.
The Rock didn't waste any time, as it took them 2 plays to drive down and score as Nigel Barksdale hit Jameer Dutrell for an 8-yard touchdown pass. The Rock scored again in the first with a Blakeman 7-yard touchdown run. Kutztown drove down the field with 2 great catches by Brett Fox and Cody Reed to set up an Andrew Deutsch first career field goal. Slippery Rock led 14-3. Slippery Rock answers right back with a 64-yard pass to Dutrell from Barksdale to put the Rock up 21-3. After an Alec Warner interception, the Rock would add a field goal to make it 24-3. On the Rock's next possession, Barksdale hooks up with Dutrell for the 3rd time, this time for a 75-yard touchdown that put the Rock up 31-3. Alec Warner threw an interception taken back by Austin Millay for a 22-yard touchdown. The Rock would answer one more time with a Barksdale 4-yard touchdown run. As the first half came to an end, Slippery Rock led Kutztown 45-3. In the beginning of the 3rd quarter, Slippery Rock continued its scoring ways with a 2-yard touchdown reception by Howling. The Rock would score another touchdown later in the 3rd with a reception by John Shademan. Kutztown's defense never gave up as they caused 2 fumbles, one leading to a Darrell Scott 2-yard touchdown run, the first of his career. Despite the hard fight from Kutztown, Slippery Rock went on to win 58-10.
I think they're a resilient bunch, and it was frustrating. It was frustrating for all involved.
Just a nervous feeling just coming from obviously starting a whole new program, and, it's a different experience from high school.
After a blowout loss to Slippery Rock the previous week, the Golden Bear morale was low. But the clouds cleared Saturday afternoon as the Bears faced the 0-5 Wolves of Cheney. KU opened with a 57-yard drive that resulted in a 4-yard touchdown pass from Alec Warner to Cody Reed. Cheney's opening drive was cut short by KU freshman Rob Siclari when he forced and recovered a fumble, giving the ball back to the Bears with great field position. On KU's first play off the turnover, Werner ran for 20 yards to the end zone, giving Kutztown its 2nd touchdown in just 14 seconds. Cheney's day darkened when quarterback Darrell Cosby exited the game with an injury, bringing in backup Adler Thoney. In the 2nd quarter, the scoring continued when Werner threw his 2nd TD pass to Kellen Williams. Less than a minute later, KU's Darrell Scott ran for a 44-yard touchdown, marking the longest run of the season for the Golden Bears and giving them a huge 28-0 lead. The Bears defense pulled out all the stops against Cheney until the end of the half when running back Rolando Ransom pounded his way into the end zone, giving Cheney its first score. Kicker Jewel Jones would go on to miss the extra point. KU continued their dominance in the 3rd quarter when Alex Attia caught a 3-yard touchdown pass from Werner for his 3rd touchdown pass of the game, putting the team up 35-6. Cheney took advantage of short field position as they marched 39 yards to a 1-yard touchdown run by halfback Marcus Jones. Down 35-13 with 7:36 left in the game, Cheney's Marcus Jones scored another rushing touchdown. The Golden Bears defense proved tough enough to prevent any comeback, shutting down Cheney's chances late in the game as the clock struck 0. Head coach Drew Fulmer finally got his taste of victory with a 35-19 win.
It was good. I mean, I was happy for the kids, obviously, because it was something, they're the ones that are going out there playing and working. And the nice thing, too, is you didn't have to answer the question anymore about, waiting for the first win for the players or, for the coaching staff.
Oh, it was real great. I mean, especially looking in the locker room, seeing guys actually excited again. Because when you lose and guys are down, so they don't really feel excited when we losing. So when we actually start winning, things start changing in the locker room. Guys start coming back together. So I think that's going to help us for next season.
It was great. It felt real good. They got a good momentum going into the end of the year, and like I said, just to see the improvement that we've had over the season was a good feeling.
Morale was high as Kutztown traveled to Shippensburg coming off their first win of the season. It was a defensive battle early on as neither team yielded any points, resulting in a scoreless first quarter. At the start of the second quarter, KU was given excellent field position when quarterback Zach Zulli was intercepted by senior defensive back Alex Donalfi. However, during the play, cornerback English PA suffered an injury in an incidental collision and did not return. The interception would lead to a successful 29-yard field goal by Andrew Deutsch, making the score 3-0 early in the second quarter. Zach Zulli then strung together a 9-play, 45-yard drive, which was capped off by a 3-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Trevor Harmon. KU put together a drive of their own with a 9-play, 75-yard drive that was capped off by a 26-yard touchdown pass from Alec Warner to fellow freshman Kellen Williams to retake the lead. Shippensburg would then put together 3 consecutive scoring drives to make the score 24-10 Shippensburg at the half. The Red Raiders began the half with a 6-yard touchdown catch by running back Blair Brooks. With his offense needing a spark, head coach Drew Fulmer handed the reins to redshirt sophomore quarterback Josh Luckenball at the 9-minute mark of the third quarter. After a Shippensburg fumble, the Golden Bears took advantage by scoring on a 9-yard touchdown run by Luckenball. Shippensburg would end the third quarter by scoring 10 unanswered points to make the score 48-17 to end the third quarter. The Golden Bears fought back with a 74-yard drive, capped off with a 4-yard touchdown pass from Luckenball to Cody Reed. On their next drive, the Golden Bears drove 47 yards down the field and scored on a 14-yard pass from Luckenball to Reed. Shippensburg would then put the nail in the coffin with a 4-yard touchdown run to make the final score 55-30 Shippensburg.
I can only hope for an opportunity. When an opportunity presents itself, I want to take the best best I can ever take for that opportunity. I want to take all the chances I can take. So when I was starting in, I never really thought of myself as a backup. I always prepared myself as a starter. So when I was thrown in there, I was kind of already enmeshed with the players that are out there. I felt comfortable with them. I think they felt comfortable with me being in there. So I just said, you know, let's make it happen, and just played.
I think you did a good job, and I think because one of the things that we always talk to anybody that's in a backup role, you have to prepare as though you're the starter, because no matter what, you're always one play away. And when he got his opportunity, I thought he took full advantage of it and did a good job of going in there and doing what we asked him to do. And he continued to prepare, and I think he continued to get a little bit better every week. And like anybody, there's things that we still need to work on, but I was happy and pleased with the way he handled everything.
Kutztown students and alumni came out to support the Bears, hoping to celebrate homecoming with a win against the East Stroudsburg Warriors. The Bears, looking for a spark, started redshirt sophomore Josh Luckenball over true freshman Alec Warner. The first quarter was a defensive battle, with neither team wanting to give up the first score of the game. With 9 seconds to go in the first, East Stroudsburg got on the board with a 19-yard touchdown pass from Matt Soltez to Thomas Tippett. Kutztown got on the board when redshirt freshman running back Darrell Scott breaks free with a 78-yard touchdown run to tie the game at 7.
Fox and Reed split wide to the right. Tonnies will go in motion. They're going to hand the ball off. And it is Scott. Scott making men miss. Now Scott will get to the 45, to the 40, to the 30, down the left sideline to the 15, to the 10. End zone touchdown, Darrell Scott.
The defensive battle resumed until the Warriors quarterback, Matt Soltez, threw a 22-yard screen pass to Robert Healy for a touchdown. The Bears blocked the ensuing extra point, keeping the score 13-7. Each team would kick a field goal before the half, making the score 16-10 heading into the locker room. The Warriors wasted no time extending their lead as they capped off the first drive of the second half with a 2-yard run by Gerald Vandecruz for the touchdown. Midway through the fourth, trailing 40-10, the Bears tried to make a comeback.
Broken ball, steps up, he throws, going to the end zone, pass is caught, and it's going to be a touchdown, and it's Kellen Williams making the reception in the end zone.
This made the score 40-17 and helped the Bears gather some momentum. Still refusing to give up, Kellen Williams climbed the ladder for his second touchdown of the game.
Looking ball is going to throw to the back corner. And it is caught, and it's Kellen Williams again, I believe, over there, who went high up into the air and pulled that one down.
Kutztown's comeback fell short as time expired, with the final score, East Stroudsburg 43, Kutztown 26.
It definitely was a good feeling just knowing that it tied the game up and it was a game changer. Even though we didn't win, but it definitely changed momentum at that point. And just to see the crowd and everyone going crazy, it was a really good feeling, especially my longest run of the career so far. So
every day we work on ball drills, attacking the ball, and then turning around with it. So when I saw the ball in the air, I really just disregarded the DB, just focused on the ball, just caught it, did like the ball drill, turned, and then ended up in the end zone.
Next, the Golden Bears headed to Millersville to take on head coach Drew Fulmer's alma mater. After stopping Millersville on their first drive, Kutztown put together an 11-play, 73-yard drive, ending with a 1-yard touchdown run by Darrell Scott. Kutztown didn't slow down after that, with senior kicker Nathan Fair kicking a career-long 42-yard field goal. Then, after a Lance Dean Jr. interception, a 21-yard touchdown pass to Cody Reed gave Kutztown a 17-0 lead early in the second quarter. Curtis Wortham had 3 touchdowns, including a 93-yard kickoff return. The Golden Bear defense held strong, shutting Millersville out until midway through the third quarter, when a Millersville field goal made it 38-3 and held them to less than 100 passing yards for the game for the third consecutive season. The Golden Bears came out with a dominating 45-9 win.
It's one of those games where, for me personally, the week leading up to it, it's a different week. I'd be lying to you if I said it wasn't, just from my ties and connections. But ultimately, most of our players, they probably don't even know or don't really even care where I went to school. But when I go back there, I see some people that I know and some great friends, and it's nice, and there's a little bittersweetness, but the good thing is once the ball's kicked off to start the game, it's another game, and I don't think about it any other way until the whistle blows at the end, and we've been fortunate enough to come out on the right end of it the last couple of years.
Kutztown traveled to Lock Haven to take on the 3-6 Bald Eagles. KU got on the board first after Josh Luckenball connected with Miche Mazur for a 3-yard touchdown pass. The Bald Eagles responded in the second quarter with a Brandon Brader 19-yard touchdown run. With time winding down the first half, Luckenball hooked up with Alex Taney for a 49-yard touchdown that gave Kutztown a 14-7 lead at half. At the start of the second half, the Golden Bears set up Andrew Deutsch for a 32-yard field goal, putting Kutztown up 17-7. Luckenball threw to Anthony Kelly for an 11-yard touchdown pass with 7 minutes left in the third. However, the Bald Eagles would not go unanswered in the third as Mazzoni threw to Prost for a 6-yard touchdown. At the end of the third, the Golden Bears led 24-14. Midway through the fourth quarter, Luckenball hit Brett Fox for a 25-yard touchdown pass. The Golden Bears would score one more time with a 27-yard touchdown by Darrell Scott. Kutztown went on to win 38-17. Josh Luckenball was 27 for 44 with a career-high 317 yards and 4 touchdown passes. Senior running back Curtis Wortham became the 11th player in school history to rush for 2,000 yards. The Kutztown Golden Bears look to add one last win to their 2013 season in the final game against the Edinboro Fighting Scots. The Golden Bears struck fast on their opening drive.
The ball's going to throw. It's Reed. Reed makes the catch to the 5. Reed, end zone touchdown. Cody Reed gets in for 6.
The rest of the first quarter was dominated by both defenses, causing punt after punt by both teams. The pace picked up in the second quarter as Kutztown recovered an Edinboro fumble in the early minutes of the quarter. Kutztown capitalized on the turnover with a 67-yard touchdown drive.
Luckenball will step up and throw. He hits Kelly again. Kelly makes one man miss. Kelly to the 20, Kelly to the 15, Kelly to the 5. Touchdown, Anthony Kelly.
Edinboro struck back later in the quarter with a 15-yard touchdown run by Darren Massey, which cut the Golden Bears' lead in half. Both defenses continued to fight hard, and neither team was able to score for the rest of the first half, making the score 14-7, with the Golden Bears on top going into halftime. Kutztown and Edinburgh started the second half with dueling field goals and kept the game tight on defense for the majority of the third quarter. However, Kutztown began to take control towards the end of the third quarter.
7-point game going in the fourth quarter. Gervin's going to throw, and the pass is intercepted.
After the turnover, Kutztown's offense kicked into high gear, scoring a 10-yard touchdown run by senior running back Curtis Wortham.
2 wide receivers up top. They hand off to Wortham left side, and Wortham somehow gets his way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Kutztown continued the momentum early in the fourth quarter, intercepting the ball once again and capitalizing with a 7-yard touchdown pass to Cody Reed, giving the Golden Bears a 31-10 lead. The Golden Bears continued to dominate the rest of the game, scoring a 26-yard field goal by Nathan Fair and a 39-yard touchdown run by Curtis Wortham, making the final score 41-10, with the Golden Bears getting a much-needed win to end the season. The Kutztown Golden Bears finished their season with a 4-7 record.
My best memory just changed. My final carry of my career was a 39-yard touchdown, and you know it was a very emotional touchdown. You know, I shed a few tears on my way to the end zone. So I think that's the greatest memory I ever remember at Kutztown.
The last 3 wins, they were key for us. I mean, obviously the season wasn't going as planned, but to end the season on a 3-game win streak was huge. It's huge going into the off season. To give show the freshmen how it is to win the game, because all the upperclassmen, we knew how it was to win. So it gave them a great feeling of what it felt like and gave them something to look forward to and build off of.
I mean, that's a huge thing, just going into the off season, going off on a winning streak and having the confidence going into what's going to be like the first real off season with this group of players and people, just to have a higher note and the confidence of people rolling in together and getting more leadership and better mesh together. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's going to be huge with going in with the 3 wins that we'll have going into liftings and spring ball and going into the next season altogether.
As it being my senior season, it was definitely a great way to end. Definitely something that you read about in like the storybooks. You know, you come off of a good streak, and hopefully they'll be able to carry it on for next season.
If one thing is for sure, the Golden Bears have planted the seeds for a better future. After navigating their way through a season of adversity, the Golden Bears can look ahead and learn from their mistakes and mishaps. Not only can they learn, but they can evolve. They can become something greater.
I just want to leave, a legacy where, I just want to be a leader for the team. I'm a team guy, and it's all about winning games. So, hopefully this young freshman class and guys above us who are still young, have a few years left, we can put together, maybe a run for the PSAC championship, and that's what I want to do.
Being the best I can be as an individual and helping my team in every aspect I can.
I want to rewrite the record books. As a team, I want to win a PSAC championship. I want to win a lot of games and just make great memories here for my teammates and for the school.
Every journey begins with a single step, and the journey has only just begun for the Golden Bears. A journey towards a new era, a journey towards a new day, a journey towards a new legacy.
Thank you. I mean, number one, that's the biggest thing is that we'd like to thank them for everything they've done for our program and for our university. What they've accomplished over the 4 years on the field is nothing short of outstanding and amazing. But what they've done, what they've accomplished, and what they mean to the program has been more. Just again, their work ethic, their leadership, their commitment, their dedication. It's been outstanding, and it's been greatly appreciated.
Yeah, what is you? We gotta line up the audio with like the movement of your mouth. We're good. We have
Yeah.
So we line up. Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
So,
You always set your expectations.
good. We can do it again. It's cool. We can do it again.
All right, ready? Hold up. All right.
Think of something.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
We're gonna pretend it's a conversation.
All right.
Just to work hard through every.
I learned that when you guys were over there the one day.
You're a senior. What legacy do you want to leave behind you?
Hopefully, no longer the shortest punt in KU history.
Hold on.
Take your time, man.
All right, my bad. Long night last night.
This is not an interview question. Do you have any other offers as head coaching roles?
No, God, no.
Okay. So I was going to ask, what made you want to stay? Yeah, we got to remember, everyone keeps calling it the PSAC. It's too provocative, man.
The PSAC is not an easy league.
The PSAC.
One PSAC.
The PSAC, and first of all, the PSAC East. But
For the PSAC championship.
I got PSAC Player of the Week.
Yeah, right.
So I guess one of them's a bigger target. I think like Luckenbaugh's an inch taller.
They're both scrawny though.
Well, Josh puts his hands up a little tighter and underneath, but it got a little scary first. Yeah.
I mean, I've been here for a long time though, but so I might be like the most winning player ever. Yeah. So, what was the question again? My bad.
I don't know. Start over. Cut.
Do it again. All right.
Don't put this on the papers either.